Hello and welcome to another quick update on My Retro Life. Still not going to call this episode 4. That'll be coming out in about a week after I go up to Queensland and go to the big boot sale up there, car boot sale or trash and treasure sale up there. I'm going to take a lot of footage of the actual game hunting and obviously show my pickups afterwards. So we'll hold off calling anything episode 4 until I do that. But I just want to do a quick update, and I've had a few email requests. So, firstly, the first email request I got was to do some trades, and I wanted to tell one of the viewers, Dan, what I've got available for trade at the moment, and I thought the easiest way was just to tack it on the start of this video. So, Dan, this is what I've got to trade. I've got Game Boy Game Kicks, SNES game Super Scope 6, boxed Hogan's Alley for NES. It's also got the sleeve and obviously really good quality carton there. I've got a spare PS1, and I've also got a spare GameCube. So any of those that you need or want, just let us know and I'll get back to you. Second email I got from MetroView86 asked me for my top 10 games of all time. So I thought I'd do a quick list up and go through it. So number 10 on my list, I'm going to go with the Half-Life series. One of the first enjoyable first-person shooters that I played on PC. I mean, I played Wolfenstein and I played Doom and I played Quake when it first came out, but the first-person shooter to really immerse me in the story and really blow my mind was Half-Life 1, and obviously it's just continued to be great after that. So Half-Life series, number 10 for me. Number 9, I'm going to go with the Shenmue series, 1 and 2 for the Dreamcast. I remember when I first got my Dreamcast and I hadn't ever really played any game like it because no games have ever been made like Shenmue. And I remember just being blown away by Shenmue 1 and just waiting out for Shenmue 2. So definitely going to put that at a solid number 9. Okay, number 8, I'm going to put as Heavy Rain for the PlayStation 3. It's like Shenmue, Heavy Rain is just such a unique game. So enjoyable, so different. I just can't explain how much I enjoyed it, and it was so unique that even my wife, who isn't a gamer at all, really got into Heavy Rain, got into the storyline, and really we finished it in one day, and it was really good. So that's a number 8 for me. Coming at number 7, I've decided to put the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series up to number 3 in. So Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, 2, and 3 at number 7. Now, I'm not really into sports games or racing games or skateboarding games like that, but I have to say, when Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 first came out, and I was young, I think I was in about year 8 or 9 in high school, we really sunk a lot of hours into it. We played it constantly, me and my mates. It made us take up skateboarding. I had to put it in at number 7 just because of the effect it had on my teenage life. So even though they weren't the greatest games in the world, it probably had one of the biggest effects on my young gaming self of any game. So number 7, Tony Hawk Pro Skater Series 1, 2, and 3. Coming in at number 6, I've got Zelda Ocarina of Time for Nintendo 64. Easy choice, great game. My favorite Zelda game out of the series, although they're all good. Great to finish, enjoyable from start to finish, and also the replayability of it's really good as well. It was so groundbreaking as well for the time. It's really just a thinking man's RPG for the time, and I really enjoy it. And I've also played it again on the GameCube, on the Zelda Collector's Disc. So very enjoyable game. Coming in at number 5, I've got Final Fantasy VII for PlayStation 1. I remember playing this game, and I don't think I've ever been up until that point, I don't think I'd ever been attached to characters as much as in that game. Um, I think I cried in that game the first time around, and it was just so epic. And when I first bought it from the store for the first time, I knew the epic journey I was in for when I opened it up and just seeing multiple discs. Um, I love everything about that game. I love the Final Fantasy series, but for me, the pinnacle is Final Fantasy VII. Coming in at number 4, I've got Super Mario Brothers 3. One of my earliest gaming memories, although I do have a few earlier on Commodore 64 and Atari, but one of my earliest gaming memories is playing Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3 on the NES, and my favorite of all the Super Marios is Super Mario Brothers 3. I remember playing this with my best friend and next door neighbor at the time, Josh, and we used to just take turns. Our parents used to watch us play. We sunk so many hours into it. We got so good at it. We beat it. We found all the secrets ourselves. We used to read, gaming magazines and try and find out all the little hidden secrets and treasures. And it was just such an adventure that's ingrained in my childhood that I had to put it at number 4. Coming in at number 3, I've got Metal Gear Solid 4 for PlayStation 3. I'm a big fan of the Metal Gear Solid series, but once again, I think the pinnacle is Metal Gear Solid 4. A lot of people, well, some people didn't like it because of the exaggerated long CG sequences. Some of them went for 90 minutes, which is like a feature-length film, and there's more than one of them in that game. If you're into the series, you'll appreciate them. If you're not, you probably won't. So, I'd recommend you play the ones preceding that game before playing Metal Gear Solid 4. But if you're a fan of it, it is by far the best Metal Gear Solid 4. The graphics, the gameplay, the music, the story, the characters, everything in it is just top notch, 10 out of 10. And for a while there, it was my number 1 game. Coming in at number 2 is a recent game that I'm still struggling to finish at the moment, Dark Souls. Now, I would have had Demon Souls in my list, but Dark Souls has improved on Demon Souls in so many aspects that I've just got Dark Souls by itself as number 2. It is nearly, obviously, the best game I've ever played. It's the hardest game I've ever played, hands down. It's the most rewarding game I've ever played. And the sense of satisfaction that you get from that game after beating difficult bosses or getting through difficult areas is second to none. So if you're into RPGs or if you're into a challenge or hard games, fantasy games, I'd highly recommend Dark Souls. No other game that you've played will challenge you like Dark Souls, and that's why it's number 2 for me. And the only games that I think is better than Dark Souls for me is the Portal series. And I know I'm cheating by not picking one game, but to me, Portal 1 and 2 are just hand in hand. They follow on from each other. Portal 1 was so short, it was just like a little taster anyway. So for me, I've just never played a game that has immersed me so much, made me laugh so much, made me fear so much, challenged me with all the puzzles and everything like that. I just really enjoy Portal as a game. To me, it's like entertainment. I'd rather play Portal 3 than go and see the next blockbuster movie. To me, that's how entertaining it is. The whole anti-hero with Gladys and the hero with Shell and the back and forward between them and are they friends, are they enemies? I just love that little fine line that they walk in the game, and it's just such a pleasure to play. That I really can't put any games above the Portal series. So for me, number 1 is the Portal series. Like I said, episode 4 will be coming out soon once I go up to Queensland and do some retro game hunting and shoot some footage. I'll come back, quickly edit it up and chuck it on. So once again, thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, you can hit me up on myretrolife on Twitter or sunworth@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.